Since the NES, Nintendo have stamped their game cases and cartridges with this seal of approval. This seal meant that a game was of a certain level of quality that met Nintendo's standards, meaning that customers could have faith that the product was thoroughly quality checked and would work on their console. This stamp of approval also helped to maintain Nintendo's brand image, as the gold seal is often seen as a symbol to customers that Nintendo is a diligent company and that they really care about what they produce. When people think of Nintendo games, they think of some of the most polished and critically acclaimed titles to ever exist after all. It's worth noting, however, that the seal of approval has nothing to do with actual gameplay quality. It simply means that the game works. But if you go right now and look at your Switch cartridges, you won't find the seal of approval on them like you used to. And if you look at the case, you'll notice it's sort of hidden away on the back rather than proudly on the front. I think the seal should be brought back into view. When you look at a game case on a shelf, you should be able to see which are approved and which aren't at a glance. Nowadays, there are significantly many more games available on Nintendo platforms due to the introduction of the eShop and the fact that it's more accessible than ever before for people at home to become indie game developers. Nintendo have chosen to open the floodgates and allow all sorts of games on their platform, regardless on if they crash often or if they're inappropriate. But amongst these games are phenomenal indies, some of which end up selling even more than Nintendo's own games. None of these titles are eligible for the seal of approval though, as it's currently more of a product quality test for physical games, and for digital only games, because there are nearly 11,000 of them on the eShop, those tests clearly can't be done for all of them. I think because of this shift to allow more games through, the seal of approval actually could hold much more weight than it used to. The seal of approval should be granted to the standout indie games like Hollow Knight, Hades, Stardew Valley, or Inscription that all work perfectly but are also incredibly highly praised. This seal has the power to help indie games sell more. There could also be an indie section of the eShop filled with these kinds of titles specifically. It's undeniable that Nintendo has a huge casual player base, and that they lean into that often, as seen in their marketing material. Using something like a simple seal of approval on an indie game that more casual players might not look at twice could tell them, actually, this game is worth your time. And that's absolutely invaluable for indie devs and for gaming in general. So, in addition to making the seal of approval visible on a shelf, it should also be visible on the digital storefront, and should also be given out to working and high-quality indie games. Lastly, and arguably most importantly, I think Nintendo shouldn't be giving out the seal of approval to any big game that gets a physical release. The Grand Theft Auto Trilogy remake was notoriously awful. It has the Nintendo seal of approval on it though. That is actually embarrassing. If Nintendo were my company, I would not be happy with this level of quality receiving my seal of approval. The games need to be actually tested. When things like this happen, it actually hurts the brand image. It makes people think, oh, so the seal of approval actually means nothing at all. And I know that's not what they want. So, I'm hoping with the next generation of Nintendo games, they step up and do something with their quality assurance and seal of approval. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I think this video is a great topic of discussion, so please leave your thoughts in the comments, and I will respond to as many as I can. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.